So it is definitely a good morning, a happy Friday, a great day to be in Lakers land and to be a content creator, man. Shout out to everybody in Lakers land this morning. I want to start things off today with our take the term segment. I want to target a name that I really wasn't jacking at first. Y'all know how I was rocking when it came to Christian Koloko, but Koloko I feel like should be the topic of discussion here on Lakers Land as we pretty much wrap up this week. Now, Christian Koloko, for what it's worth, he's not a household name, not by the least, but he is an intriguing piece, in my opinion, for the Lakers this year. And the two defining terms that I want to use this morning when we're talking about Koloko is going to be rim protection and rim running. I want to highlight rim running and rim protection when we're talking about our boy Christian Koloko. I think, you know, Koloko gives you size, he gives you length at the five spot. I need him to not just block shots. I need him to alter attempts. I need him to force missed layups. You know, I need him to be active. There was a little sample size of what I saw from Christian Koloko. He was definitely active on the defensive end, just a disruptor. I think he can add what coaches call, what is it, paint deterrence or something like that, where like pretty much the guards they hesitate when he's lurking around. He's also kind of mobile enough to play drop coverage without getting, roasted by a lot of floaters every possession. The Lakers in the past, especially since AD has been gone, they struggle with rim protection. I don't want to say that Christian Koloko alone can be the answer. I know they brought in DeAndre Ayton. I don't feel like DeAndre Ayton's a rim protector. I feel like he's more or less offensive minded. Jackson Hayes, his athleticism, he could develop to be a smarter defensive player, but right now I feel like his game is more based offensively as well as his athleticism. Um, Maxi Kleber, he is smart defensively, but to me, he's not physical enough, um, which could actually play a part. So, could Koloko be the answer in disguise? I don't know. You know, he's a cost-effective way to always have a shot blocker on the floor, but as far as execution, I don't know. Rim protection. My issue with Christian Koloko on defense is he bites on pump fakes too much. Just like Jackson Hayes as well, he picks up fouls trying to chase blocks. Um, Christian Koloko hasn't proven to me that he can switch on to guards effectively just yet. Teams hunt bigs like him in the playoffs with them high pick and rolls, especially like the Denver Nuggets, teams like that, OKC. They hunt and target bigs like Christian Koloko in the playoffs. If he can't handle them reads, his menace is going to shrink just like they did last year. So when we talk about Christian Koloko being a rim protector, I just want him to be active. I just want him to be somebody that's respected. The numbers is or averaging a certain amount of blocks and things of that nature. I'm not going to put that on him just yet, but I just want to see him being a disruptor at this point. Offensively, you know, being a rim runner is going to be textbook for Christian Koloko. And when I say being a rim runner, I'm talking about, the players that pretty much like sprint in transition, diving out of pick and rolls, finishing law plays. Luca loves these vertical bigs. And we talked about the impact that Luca has on other players being on the Lakers. I think Christian Koloko um, falls right into that pot of Laker players that could definitely benefit from having, Luca as a point guard. Um, Luca led the NBA in lob assists per games last year. Jackson Hayes, Christian Koloko, those guys are tailor made for that type of chemistry, those types of plays to be drawing up. You know, Koloko's role offensively don't require a whole bunch of post touches, but if he could set hard screens, make defenses commit a little bit more. It's like I'm looking for Christian Koloko this year to be kind of a deception, but have impact doing it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not really focused on Christian Koloko to make it big in the box score. I'm not looking for him to do anything of that nature. I would love it. Don't get me twisted. But I'm looking for him to be really impactful with the things that you don't see in the stats. That real complementary piece that the stars of like LeBron and Luca that they thrive to have on their team. But the reality of it, at least from what I seen, and Christian was not really 100% healthy. And that was one of the reasons why I wasn't real happy about the Lakers picking him up. Because before they picked him up, he didn't play in 2 years? He has blood clot issues or something coming out of Toronto. So, I was real iffy about Christian Koloko. And when he first suited up with the Lakers, I wasn't impressed at all. He didn't get a whole lot of bump, but I saw a little bit of light. Um, Offensively, he I don't want to say he sucks. I don't want to be disrespectful, but Christian Koloko offensively has a ton of work to do, but maybe not if again he really can lock in and do things that's really not going to show up in the box score. But I think his limitations at the end of the day offensively are very clear to you and to me. Christian Koloko, in my opinion, he can't really stretch the floor. So spacing it get kind of tight, if he shares the floor with another non-shooter. Koloko doesn't have reliable hands at times either. That can kill possessions. He's not a great passer. Once the ball goes in, it usually don't come back out. Uh, when you got guys like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, LeBron and Luca, you want to keep that ball flowing. Um, Koloko, at the end of the day, y'all, to me, he's a developmental big. At his best, he gives the Lakers like a low maintenance rim protector, who could really thrive off of Luka's playmaking. I will give him that. I think Luka could make something out of Christian Koloko. Um, Worst case scenario, just looking at it from the negative side, like I said, he's very foul prone. Uh, he's very limited offensively. Um, and he's really unplayable in certain matchups. I hate to say it, but that's the facts. He's a swing piece, if you want to say. Whether he tips positive or negative depends on how he adjusts to, the speed of the game. But it's going to be interesting to see what I'm really interested to see with JJ Redick, how he is going to have his second year. JJ, a lot of people are not talking about the coaching angle of this whole thing with the Lakers. I think the system, the plays, the rotation, the lineups, all of that is going to play a huge role in the Lakers' success or demise this upcoming season. And a lot of people have not really put the spotlight on JJ Redick. So I think going into next week, we probably talk a little bit more about JJ Redick's role and responsibility in the second year of coaching with these Lakers. I think some of these guys who are mediocre role players on the Lakers could benefit if they are put in a position to be successful. You got guys like Marcus Smart, who's going to hold you accountable, who brings that defensive mentality to you. So, their presence around and involved in this locker room that could help you get better as an individual and as a teammate. So I'm excited for the Lakers. I hope that they could just stay healthy at the end of the day. That's really the biggest thing is everybody being able to play. Because, like I said, the best ability to have in any sport is availability. If you're not able to suit up and get out there and play, nothing else really matters, respectfully. So, Christian Koloko, what do y'all think about him? I feel like being a rim runner and being a rim protector is two takes of terms that I will really focus this year on. I'm not looking for him to do anything major in the box score, but I do have expectations for him to be active, being a disruptor, gaining a little bit of respect as a big, at least in the Western Conference. Do that for me, and I'm good. No complaints from me. We about to get into our next segment here on Lakers land. We want to talk about Andrew Wiggins. If you are guys are on our YouTube channel, if you guys are on Twitch, definitely appreciate you guys checking us out this morning. If you want to watch the rest of this live stream, come on over to our playback room. You see at the top in the corner, that's playback.tv/LakersLand Show. Come on over to the room and kick it with us if you want to continue to watch the rest of the stream. I am about to end the simulcast on YouTube and on Twitch. Shout out to all the supporters over there. But come on over to our playback room and kick it with it this morning if you guys want to check out the rest of today's show. Appreciate you guys coming through as always. And, I'll catch y'all tomorrow on